Hey, it's Sean and Mike, brew-juice.com. We are at the last mile of the assembling your kegging system, your draft system at home. If you checked out our last video, we did the whole connectors from the CO2 tank into the keg. It's been sitting in my fridge for well, a couple weeks. I've been drinking. I can't lie. I've been drinking off the keg.
But I have an empty glass.
Yes, we'll get to that. We're gonna take you through the last mile, which is connecting your tap line to the keg, and then we'll start pouring off some good brews. So let's get this going.
And fill my glass.
Yes, exactly. Okay, as you probably remember from our last video, there's a lot of compression fittings to be placed on these plastic PVC tubes. Let me tell you, this this draft tube from that's going from your keg to your tap. The one I got was the 3/16 width inside the actual tube here. It is a tight fit for that little puppy. So rule of thumb, or if you want a tip from me, run this under the hottest water you can so that it helps make the plastic malleable, and you can stuff this the barb of the compression fitting right in there. And then a nice little hose clamp, tighten that on, make sure it's tight as it can be. Okay, and then this piece screws on to the ball lock connector. This is gonna fit onto the keg once it's all set up. So you just tighten that on like this, no big deal, and to the point where it's tight, and then you should be good to go, at least on this end. Now, the other end, which I'm not going to take off for you, you're just gonna have to believe me when I tell you, this tap head, the Cobra tap, the picnic tap head, I just jammed it right into the plastic tubing here. I didn't use a hose clamp on it. I felt like I got a pretty good jam in there. I don't think that's going anywhere. So, and if I ever needed to take it off, I could probably, with some great effort, pull it out of that tube. So, with these two pieces together, I think the next thing we want to do is put this onto our keg and let the good times flow. All right, let's go. Okay, with my ball lock connector, I just pull that back right there, and it goes right on to the peg, like that. Make sure you push down on it, and since I had gas flowing through into the keg and it's pretty well carbonated, I already saw some beer pump right into the tube here, so we should be good to go for some beer pouring action. When we taste my beer, we do full pours like this. Oh. Well, this is the inaugural drinking right out of the keg. In my own home. I never thought it'd be possible. Well, I knew it'd be possible, but just after a lot of just hemming and hawing, I finally got off the schneid and got it going. So this is the spring fling. If you check out our assembling your first draft system video, you'll see the recipe. There's basically a lot of hops at the end of the boil in this one, but it's definitely not a session IPA. I'm not going to call it that. It's a spring fling. It's an American pale ale. I guess that's what it is.
It's got the aroma profile of a IPA with modern day hops, but the gravity and the alcohol level is in the body, the malt backbone is still pale ale.
Yeah. So
I think it's the way to go. It's good.
It is the way to go. And so, as we celebrate spring as it turns into summer, let's see if it lasts that long.
Probably not, now that you got it on the keg. That's the problem with kegs.
It is the problem. Is that a problem? I don't know.
2 ounces every hour.
You're right. The way that Mike puts it, it's like, if you want a 4-ounce pour, you can have a 4-ounce pour without opening up a whole bottle. Yeah. Especially because I was bottling at the 22-ounce bombers, and if I wanted to have a beer, that was definitely like I was going to have one and have another one.
Yep. But, yeah. And every time you come downstairs to do something, it's like, well, let me check on the beer. Let me see how the quality is changing. It's all research, and it's good.
So this is Equinox hops, heavy. I threw an ounce in at the end of the boil, but also dry hopped with an ounce. And as you know, it's certainly, again, we keep saying that green pepper, green bell pepper flavor. That we got a lot of feedback on saying, like, I've had Equinox beers and I didn't taste any green pepper. Well, that's what we get. When this warms a bit, I get, a not unpleasant, as Mike would say, a not unpleasant flavor. I get some hay notes. Notes of, like, fresh cut hay. Yeah. Which is not, again, unpleasant.
I do get a little bit of, like, blueberry. I mean, the green pepper's there, but there is like a berry-ish component, and I would say like a really ripe blueberry that isn't really very tart anymore, just like that, almost without the skin on it type of blueberry taste.
Well, there's Mosaic.
It's good. It's pleasant. I mean, it's really nice.
Yes, not unpleasant.
No, not unpleasant.
Well, there's an ounce of Mosaic also at the end of the boil. The other two being Soriachi Ace, which I thought would bring out a little more lemon.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. And then El Dorado, which we also tasted, had more of a refined hop profile than the ones we compared with. I think we had El Dorado, Mosaic, and Equinox within the span of 3 weeks. And as we contrasted and compared the profiles, El Dorado had the most refined of the bunch.
I think what we've learned the most is that all these new age hops, I think you've really got to experiment with the combinations, right? Because different ones come together and kind of complement or contrast each other differently. You get slightly different flavor profiles than when they're by themselves or in combination with other things.
So I think that as I compare this to other really hoppy beers I've had fairly recently, there's not that dank Simcoe.
Yeah.
There is a bitterness there throughout the flavor of it, but it is kind of that. It's not an unpleasant bitterness. It is like more of a vegetal bitterness, like one you'd get if you bit into like a green bell pepper. And then the aftertaste, it sits with you, but it's not. I don't find it to be that strong. It certainly doesn't finish dry like some of the other East Coast IPAs that we've had. It sits with you, but it's nice, and it compels you to drink more of this.
That's what I was going to say. I think the lingering flavor compels you to. It's just there's a unique flavor quality to it, and because it lingers, you're drawn in to have another sip and another sip and another sip.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting out on the deck in the nice, cool early summer day, just drink a couple pints of this. It's pretty good. That's exactly what it's for.
Yeah. It's just a celebration of the warm weather that is to come. So, okay, well, I guess that's it. I hope you followed the journey of getting your keg together. I think the more important one was actually connecting the CO2 tank to the keg. This one seemed, after watching that video and going through those steps, this is the easy payoff, and I hope you felt that as we showed it, because it really is easy. Once you get through the steps of actually putting all those connectors to the tube and putting the connectors to the different things you have to put it on to, but to put something on your keg and then just be able to, I don't think everyone's open to tap in their lifetime. Well, definitely our audience. That's the easy part, and hopefully that you have enough carbonation in the keg to give yourself something that looks pretty like that. So, for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. If you like this video, please click the old thumbs up, subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, and comment below if you have anything to say. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep drafting on and keep brewing on. How about that?
Cheers.
Cheers.